Hello, folks. I'm Bob Kitchen, one of the owners here at Maple Hill Golf, and you're listening to the official podcast of Maple Hill, the Hill Unscripted. Every 2 weeks, I'll bring you the real talk from inside the golf world, insights, stories, and conversations that matter to you as a golfer and a valued part of the Maple Hill family. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Hill Unscripted. I'm your host, BK, or Bob Kitchen, and I'm here with my head fitter and good friend, good personal friend of mine, Mr. Dub Ogden. Dub, glad to have you on the show, baby.
Happy to be here. Yeah, finally.
So we got to give a shout out first and foremost to Dub's brother. We call him Coach. That's what Dub calls him. I love that name, so we'll just call him Coach. He's a big watcher of the show and a big supporter of Dub. You and him have been close for a long time.
Oh yeah, he's we're 2 years apart and super close.
Is he older?
Yeah, he's 2 years older.
Are you the youngest?
Yep, youngest.
You are the youngest.
Yeah.
Okay,
youngest of three brothers, but
yeah.
he's been on me for a while to do this podcast.
Well, the staff has been too, to be honest. Yeah. And we made you the head fitter a year ago?
Roughly around
right in that neighborhood. But you've been working here for how long?
About 12 years.
12 years now? Has it been that long?
A long time, yeah.
And Dub, I'll never forget when we your interview. Of all the 100 people I've interviewed in my life, as far as hiring people, you had the most unique interview. You were like, I can sell doors door to door. I can sell. He's like, but I don't like any of that stuff. I really love golf, and golf's my passion. I think you really just truly wanted to do something that you loved.
Yeah, anytime you're selling something, you can only get so excited about selling roofs or like windows or bathtubs. Only so many days.
Right.
When you're selling golf clubs and it's something you're passionate about, it's pretty easy to make the sale.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to get a foot in the door, and I knew I had a small window to interview with you, and I didn't want you to forget me. And I think it worked.
I definitely did not forget you. And you sat down and you said, yeah, my name's William, but some people call me Bill, but I go by Dub. And I was like, Dub? You're like, yeah, D-U-B, Dub. It's short for W, and is it a family name?
No, so me and my dad have the same name, which is William.
Yeah.
My grandpa, God rest his soul, used to call me W.
Okay.
And eventually one day when I was probably 4 or 5 years old, he started calling me Dub. And it stuck. Like old people who know me for a long time, they'll call me WG, but it's very, very few. But Grandpa Glenn, man, he came up with it, and it stuck. I've tried to go by Bill. It doesn't resonate. I've never been called that.
And you are a Dub.
Yeah.
When you meet, like, your personality is outgoing and friendly. And so 12 years ago, because I went to your wedding. Yeah. I still remember that, your reception anyhow.
Yeah.
And then you had no kids. Now you have 3 beautiful daughters.
Yep, got 3 girls, 8, 6, and 4.
8, 6, and 4.
Getting old.
And you're coaching them?
Coaching ball, coaching 8-year-old basketball girls.
I love that. Herding cats.
Yeah, herding cats. Just get them in the right spot.
Right. And the good Lord gave you 3 daughters, so good for you, Dub.
Yeah, three daughters. So we're done now, though. There'll be no more surprises. Three's it. And,
that's probably a good idea.
We're gonna raise some girls.
Yeah. You're the girl dad.
Yep, girl dad.
Yeah, you're Steph Curry. So I love that.
But they're starting to swing the clubs a little bit. I've had them in the junior camps and stuff, so that's been fun. And we'll see where it takes them. But it's good to get them into golf.
Yeah. It's a beautiful sport. Obviously, you can play your whole life. Speaking of that, when did you get into golf? How old were you when you started playing?
I mean, my Uncle Fritz was a member at Cascade Hills when I was younger.
Yep.
And me and my cousin Eric are the same age. And I can remember him taking us out swimming and then leaving us there like on Saturdays to play golf. And we had no idea what we were doing or how nice the course was. We would just mull around there hitting shots and losing clubs and all that stuff you do when you're young. And that was probably at like 10 years old.
In that neighborhood?
Yeah, but I've always been a pretty good athlete and always played golf on the side.
Right.
Then you get old and you can't play the stuff that you used to play, and golf kind of takes a front seat.
But you were a pretty high-level wrestler, right?
Wasn't
that your main sport?
Really good wrestler.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Wrestler.
You wrestled against some pretty big names.
Yeah, Tony Ferguson in the UFC. I think I gave him his last high school loss.
Love that.
But I've lost to him probably 12 times prior to that. But the last one, I got him.
Finally got him.
I got him.
So take that, Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
That's a fun story. Did you play any other sports in high school?
Yeah, I played football, baseball.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
You're a 3-sport athlete?
Yep, 3-sport
You didn't play golf,
athlete.
though?
Nope, no golf. Because football and golf were the same
season.
Yeah, when I was in high school.
Couldn't do both? Yeah, because it was fall. It was fall when I was... And what year did you graduate?
02.
Okay, I was 96. I'm a little older than you, but... So then you started playing golf a little bit here and there, and then, like, what made you come into Maple Hill and ask for a job? Like, why did you want to work here?
Well,
why did you want to get into golf?
I'd known Jason Sanchez from just friend of a friend,
Yep.
and I was
Yeah,
looking
he
to
knows a
change
lot of
it up. And at that point, I was playing a lot of golf
Yep.
because I was kind of getting older, and I had some ankle problems, so I couldn't play basketball or anything. So I'd been playing golf, twice a week going
Yep.
into that.
Yep.
And he said, we're always looking for sales guys. And I said, well, I can sell ice to an Eskimo.
I
Just get me in
agree.
front of the
I
right
agree.
people. He said, well, come on out. And
Yep.
the rest kind of just worked out.
Yeah.
It's weird how that happens too. Like,
Yeah.
when I started working here, if you'd have said, yeah, you're going to be there 12 years and things are going to be great, I wouldn't have believed it,
Right,
but
right.
there's always a bigger plan in the works that I just couldn't see at the time.
Yeah, exactly. And who knows, right? And your life has taken some twists and turns, and so has mine, and so has Maple Hill, right? But we've stuck through it together, and it's really been great, Dub. And I really truly think the world of you. I think you're a fantastic dad. I think you're a great husband. I know you're a great employee, and you can sell ice to an Eskimo. Of all the people we've ever had working at Maple Hill, I would have to say you're in. And this is not blowing smoke because you're sitting in that chair, but I would tell this to anybody. You're probably in the top 2 or 3 salesmen, probably the top 2 that we've ever had walk through the door. But what's so great about you and what sets you apart is your passion for it, for finding the right thing for the right person. And that's why I think fitting is so good for you, because you can, like, here's the numbers. You don't blow smoke. You're just an honest guy. You sell the way you live. You're just an honest, straightforward, like, this is what it is. Like, and I think that's served you well, and it's certainly helped you in your fitting career.
In my fitting career for sure. But when I first started, you were working the floor a bit, and you kind of took me under your wing and showed me some tricks of the trade. So the right thing to the right person for the right reason.
Yeah,
that's what we try to do here.
I learned that from the guys at Ping.
And whether you bring that into a club fitting or you're doing it on the floor, if you're doing that and people trust you, that's the biggest thing, and people will come back to you. When people walk into Maple Hill, they're looking for something. They're not here just like, I'm just checking out the walls today. No, they're looking at golf clubs.
Right.
So it's my job to get in front of them and go, hey, what are we looking for?
Right.
And sometimes, you got to take different approach, which you told me too. If guys got a Notre Dame hat, hey, how about the Irish? And you start there and you bridge that into golf sales. And you taught me that. You kind of took me under your wing and showed me how to sell, and I kind of took that and took the selling windows and took it to the next level.
Exactly. And it's not like it was my idea, right? I learned that from John Monarusso and Brian Westveer and Nick Monarusso and Larry Maxwell and all the greats we've had through here in the past. It's not like I'm some rocket scientist. I just keep trying to pay it forward. Kind of like how I talk with Terry all the time about being one of our veterans here.
Terry.
He's just great, right? He's a great human being.
Great.
But I always say, Terry, shame on you if you don't keep sharing your information. And so, like, you're now one of the veteran guys here as far as the fitters go, and you keep training those guys. And I always say, shame on you if you're not training the next person, and if you're not giving, the younger generation all you got. And that's why I say I admire you so much as a father and coaching your daughters and all the things that go along with that. It's hard to bring it every day. I'm well aware of that. I've got 2 sons of my own. My kids are a little more grown up than yours now. They're as much my friends as they are my sons now, but it's hard to bring it every single day. And what you bring to the table, Dub, is just really, really great. And I don't see us ever splitting ways.
No, I'm pretty happy here. And iron sharpens iron. And when I started here, I didn't know a ton. And there was guys around the way that helped me, Terry being one of them.
Right.
He's always been a mentor and always kind of took me under his wing. Because I knew about equipment, in the first little bit of being here, but there's so much that goes into golf, like with the swing and the path, like Scott Maxim and like Jeff Caminetti and Terry. They all like helped me out in different ways, and I wouldn't be where I am today without any one of those guys.
And what I think is so great about Terry, and Terry's been on the podcast, but what I think is so great about Terry is he's like a Coach Izzo. He wants his players to be the best, both on and off the court.
Yeah.
So you're talking about with Terry with mentoring you. I think you would say this is very true, that he helps you with business, but he also teaches you about life.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's what's so great about Terry. He's such a genuine personality. I think, Dub, to be honest, I think you're sitting in that chair 20 years from now and somebody else is saying that about you. Because I think you're that type of person too. You're genuine and you're a straight shooter and I think you're going to have you're going to influence people.
I appreciate that.
And I think that's going to be great. So
people always laugh when we go on like the Tullymore trip and stuff. I always room with Terry and ride with Terry because he's like, if something goes wrong, Terry will be prepared for any situation.
Right.
We blow a tire,
Right.
we got to get a hotel, whatever the case may be, he'll be ready for it.
That's a polite way of saying he's old. But
He's like a father figure and a really good friend, man. He's great.
Exactly. Yeah, he is great. So, all right. So there's enough of the background and the story about Dub. Then we've got a list of questions that Caitlin gave me here that the people want to ask. So here's the first question. And Dub has no idea. That's why the show is called the Hill Unscripted. So the question is LIV Golf dead? DeChambeau, Rahm, Smith say they'll stick with LIV after PGA Tour open door for return. But then Brooks is coming back.
Brooks
right?
is coming back.
And was it one other person too, or no?
No, not yet. Well, yeah, Pat Perez is going to the senior tour, and he was like a huge advocate early on, like
for LIV.
Yeah,
he was like one of the first ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So here's my thoughts on it. My honest opinion is yes, it's dead.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to come back from that. Even when they interviewed those guys yesterday or the day before, and they asked them like, John, you got the chance to come back. They were all so like, yeah, I'm gonna play this year on LIV. I'm happy to be here, and they're super like. You could tell there's no excitement there.
Right.
And I've tried to watch it on TV, and I know people will tell you the events are great live. Andy was telling me how much fun it was when they went to the.
Riot.
But on TV, have you tried to watch it?
No, I can't even find it.
It's unwatchable.
Yeah.
The music's blaring, like it's a shotgun start, so there's no like. It gets to the end, and there's just no excitement there.
Right.
And if they're not going to give them world ranking points, then how are they supposed to compete with the guys on the tour to get into these majors and into these tournaments?
Right.
And from what I've seen, like DeChambeau on YouTube, he doesn't need LIV Golf. Like he could play YouTube golf, and he'd have a big enough following to be just fine in life.
Correct.
No, I think it's a huge blow. They could come back from it,
right?
But eventually, even though they have all the money they want to spend, they're going to run out of money or get sick of dumping it into it.
The question that is hard to answer, that the consumer, the average guy watching golf on TV, it's hard to relate to. Is like, well, they want to see the guys on the tour, right? They want to see DeChambeau and Rahm and Smith and all these guys on PGA Tour, right? But if Rahm's goal, I'll just pick on him for a second. I don't know him personally. I've never met him.
Yeah.
But if Rahm's goal was to create a career and earn money, he's done that. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't owe anybody anything. Mm-hmm. He's earned the money. He did the time. They didn't just accidentally offer him hundreds of millions of dollars.
Right.
They paid him because he's
John Rahm.
Because he's John Rahm. So and I've always said this about Tiger too. Like everybody wants him to come back and win. But does Tiger want to come back and win?
Yeah.
Does Rahm want to come back to the PGA Tour and play and grind it out to, take sixth place and win $300,000? Like, does that mean anything to him?
No.
I don't think it does.
And I think these guys, like, here's the other problem with it, right? The guys that they have that are, like, big names, like Dustin Johnson and, like, Cam Smith, John Rahm, they're all, the one thing in life that's undefeated is age. Yeah. What do they do when these guys get older and they're not, what they used to be? They got Phil Mickelson. They've got Paul Casey. All these guys are getting older.
Right.
So when these guys decide to hang it up or go to the Champions Tour like Perez did, who are the next wave of LIV guys? Who are they going to get to go over there? That's the problem with it. Yeah. It's not sustainable, if you ask me.
I think that the whole the whole footprint never made sense to me. Like I don't think they've made any money. They've had to have lost hundreds of millions of dollars, in my opinion.
Yes.
So, like, what was the point? I never understood it.
I get they were trying to get the PGA to, like, let them have a little more freedom because, like, if DeChambeau's playing on tour, they wouldn't let him film YouTube clips and all that. So, at first, I think it was like, we're going to do our own thing and we'll be able to have all this freedom. And it's worked to a certain point, but it's ruined golf, in my opinion, to a certain extent.
Right.
On Sunday, on an average tournament, you turn it on, I don't even recognize – I might know two guys in the top 20.
Right.
I just want the best players playing against each other.
Yeah, that would be nice. and the PGA Tour just can't offer all that oil money that the LIV can.
No, they can't.
It's apples and oranges, and it, like you said it. But like if the oil money folks wanted to, why did they want to pick golf to get involved in? Like, they should have formed their own NFL. Like, if you want to lose money, you can lose way more money forming another NFL than you can golf. The whole thing doesn't make any sense. So enough about that. Brooks returning back to the PGA Tour. I think that's good.
Yeah, 5 majors. He's if he's playing like Brooks can play, it's
Yeah.
awesome for the PGA
Did
Tour.
you watch that? What's the name of that show? That
Full Swing?
Full Swing,
Yeah.
with Brooks.
Yeah.
I loved it.
He said something that makes so much sense. You know, he said, when you have it, you feel like you're never going to lose it. When
Yeah.
you don't have it, you feel like you're never going to get it back. And
Yeah.
I've been in both
Oh,
sides
yeah.
of that.
Yeah,
Playing golf,
exactly
I was
right.
like, holy.
Yep, the train and the tracks.
Yeah, right.
But we've both been both.
When you can't find the face, it feels like, man, I'm never finding the face again.
Exactly. Like,
And
I
when you're-
suck.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you go out and you're like, my goodness, everything's going
Easiest
right.
game ever
Yeah,
played in my
exactly.
life.
Exactly. Another 38. Lock it up. Let's go play the back nine, then you shoot 48.
Yeah.
All right, enough about all the golf stuff. Let's talk about actual equipment for a second.
Okay.
We've got a few in this bag here. He's got the new Evnroll Origin, got the new Quantum JPX, and some of the Optum stuff. So what are your thoughts on the 2026 new releases? I guess that's a pretty general question, but
Well, I'm real excited about it.
so am I.
In my line of work, being head club fitter here, right?
Yeah.
You get tired of fitting the same stuff by this time of the year. Like
Yes.
at the end of 25, I'm ready to see the new
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I'm ready to, get guys come in and start hitting the new stuff. First two fittings I do into the new year, what are you looking to spend? I'm looking to be around 300. Well, we ain't hitting the new stuff.
Right.
So we're right back there. But I have had some guys do some fittings for it, and it's been really good.
Yeah.
The Cobra driver's been outstanding.
Yeah. Optum.
Yeah,
already.
Optum. You know what they said, but the Optum stands for
Outperforming
outperforming tailor-made.
Yeah. Well, they hired some of TaylorMade's guys.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was an accident that they
No.
named it OPTM. But
And the Quantum's been really good. I've sold a couple of those, and the
The buzz on
Mizuno.
it's
I'm
bigger.
probably most excited about the Mizuno driver.
Yeah.
Just because they, their irons have always been great.
and it's been 3 years.
It's been 3 years since they've had a driver, and they've got a new face that's a little bit different technology with that nano alloy.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It looks like a carbon face, but it's not a
It's a
carbon
titanium
face,
face,
and
yeah.
it's supposed to have a lot of ball speed. So I mean, people are excited about that.
Yeah, something different. So I shoot that other podcast for my buddy in Indianapolis, and he asked me like, "Hey, dude, what do you think about the 2026 releases?" I said, "Dude, I've been selling golf clubs for 31 years. Like I'm 47 years old. I started doing this when I was 16. That's when I started selling clubs. I started working here way before that, of course. If you know my dad, he won't let you not work.
Right.
So anyhow, I said the hype machine, right? Every freaking year, it's the same old thing. And like, all right. Like, how much better can it be?
Bigger and
But
better.
I said it truthfully is still refreshing that they come up with a different story. And like what Gern Reif said in the podcast, the one before you was Mr. Reif. He's like, we have a technology to this, and it not only is a great marketing story, it's also true. He's like, we have a new technology to our face, the Sweet Face 2 with the wavy face. He's like, it's a great story to tell, but if the story's true, it's that much better.
Yeah.
Right? So TaylorMade sometimes is a marketing monster, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody markets and promotes as well as TaylorMade. Is their product always the best? I don't know. I think that's up for debate. QI10 did better than QI35, and I don't think that's news. A lot of people followed that online, but I'm actually pretty excited about the 2026 releases too. I really am. I think the future's bright. I keep telling that to people when I'm talking with companies and like, what do you guys think about the future of Maple Hill or golf industry? And I said, I really truly think it's pretty bright yet.
Golf is so popular right now. I mean, if you
Mm-hmm.
tried to play golf anywhere, you see how much tee times have went up to and how hard it is to get tee times and that whole new wave of players.
Yeah.
They're buying new equipment, and it is exciting. It is refreshing. But kind of like you, I mean, every year it's like, yeah, it's this we reinvented the wheel.
Right.
It's bigger, it's better, it's got more MOI, it's going to go further. And at the end of the day, a brand new driver up against last year driver, you're not picking up 30 yards.
Right.
The gains are minimal, but they're there sometimes, right?
Right.
So it's important to hit it and see kind of where you stack
Yeah, you'll
up.
notice more. To your point, you'll notice more if you have 4 generations old.
Yeah, then you see the difference.
Then you'll see it, right? If you're playing a Cobra F9, right, which is the hottest driver in
That thing was
19.
great, yeah.
Great, right? But if you have that driver and then you go hit the Optum, you're going to be like, wow, this
Yeah,
is legit
it's
difference.
changed.
I'm going to hit more fairways, and my missed hits are going to be a little bit further. And my dead center will probably be a little bit further, too.
Well, I always tell guys, look at the operating system on your cell phone, right?
Right.
If you're if you're using a phone that's 5 years old or 5 years out of date, you don't have the same tech as the guy who's got the phone in his pocket that's brand new,
Right.
that's got the brand new operating system.
Right.
So these drivers change, the miss hits get better. That's what it's all about, is better miss hits. Everybody has them. We want better miss hits.
Exactly. I always said, and my dad taught me this at a young age, golf is not how good is your best, it's how bad is your worst.
Exactly.
That's all golf really is how good is your best. Like, everyone can get a hole-in-one, right? Mm-hmm. Every single person. New golfer, doesn't matter, can get a hole-in-one. A bad player's bad shots are really bad.
Yeah, right.
A good player like Brian Westfield, right? You were out in
Westy, yeah.
And he had his 13th hole-in-one,
oh,
or whatever that was.
Jarred it right on.
Yeah, exactly, against you, yeah. But, like, his bad shots just aren't that bad.
Right.
Right? Like, he's going to be on the green still.
If he makes a bogey, it's a bad hole. He'll make maybe an occasional double. I can't even remember when he made, but he's parring and birdie most holes, and he hits it straight, and he doesn't make mistakes. Where when I miss a shot off the tee, it's gone.
Right.
So
right into a house.
Yeah, like it's different. There's levels to it, right?
Yeah,
and I always tell guys, I'll scream it from the rooftops, man. Better miss hits. Nobody cares when you're hitting it good, right? If you're out with your buddies and you're playing golf and you're flushing it, nobody says anything. If you start skeezing it and slicing it out of bounds, people are laughing at you.
Right.
So you want to have better miss hits to keep the ball in play.
Exactly.
So you're the only one that knows when you miss hit it.
Exactly. Like, dude, what's wrong with you today?
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna say, "Hey, dude, you're really on fire."
Yeah,
today.
you're flushing it
at the end, maybe, or if you're making a bunch of putts, somebody might go, "Hey, dude, you're draining everything today," you know.
But rarely do they compliment you on every drive. Oh, you had a nice one again when it's right down the middle every time. Eventually, you get sick of seeing that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You could have some fun with that. I've always said, if you want to stop hitting it, just drop it the fairway down there at 240. Go ahead.
Exactly.
So this next one, you already kind of answered this one. What is Dub and your favorite new club they have seen yet for this year? So I'll let you answer that one first. If you can just pick one stick, what's your favorite new club?
I mean, I would probably say and go back and forth, but that Callaway driver, the Quantum, it looks sweet.
I know. That's beautiful.
From going to that green they had with the Elite, I wasn't the biggest fan of the looks of the Elite.
That's where they lost, they said. We met with the big bosses from Callaway, and they said that they lost on shelf appeal.
I thought
the club actually performed.
Well, you remember
Callaway
the Edge?
fired everyone.
You remember the Edge? Callaway Edge, you could buy it at Costco.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Yes,
it had that green accent, and
it
it looked like the Edge from a distance.
Cheapish.
Yeah. And dude, I'm not piling on Callaway because the driver did perform.
It works.
It just didn't look great. This looks great.
Yes,
With the carbon fiber bottom, and it just looks really, really sharp, and it looks great at a dress. And I hit the Elite really well, and I haven't had a chance to hit that yet.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to do really, really well.
Yeah, I agree. So I would probably, if I was pigeonholed to just a driver, I would say probably that. But I mean, it's hard. He's got the JPX-One here. I think this is one of the prettiest drivers I've ever seen.
I am really excited about that.
And they went after Titleist for distance and Ping for accuracy, and they said they beat both of them. So if that's 100% true, that was GT and G440. Mm-hmm. But if that's 100% true, this is gonna be a rocket ship.
Without a doubt, it's the best driver Mizuno's ever made. I can tell you that from the two fittings I've done with it. Is it good enough to keep up with the big boys, which has always been their problem with metalwoods. That's why their staff players on tour, a lot of them don't play that driver because it hasn't been as good as the big boys. Now this one might be a little bit different.
Yeah. And they've got two, right? They've got that Select one.
They got the Select, which is a little lower spinning, a little bit more open at address, and then they've got the.
And that's not taking anything away from Cobra. And then I guess irons, man, oh man, there's so many I can't even pick one. And then, I'm still on staff with Callaway, so I kind of always got to toot their horn. Mizuno's near and dear to my heart. One of my favorite brands, and some of my favorite people work there. And then this thing is just, I think
Evnroll, man, they are the most slept on company in golf, and I don't understand why. Mm-hmm. Every putter fitting I do, I could sell every person that walks in the door an Evnroll putter based on analytics.
Right.
Like if you're going off the numbers and you're looking at how the ball rolls and whether it goes right or left at impact and all that stuff that you look at in putter fittings, it wins every time. But yet you get guys that come in that, that don't watch a lot of golf and don't know equipment in and out, and you tell them Evnroll, they're like, oh, I've never heard of it. And I'm like, you never heard of Evnroll? It's great.
Yeah.
And that's something that I just don't understand if it's just not being on tour as much. Yeah. If it's not getting in front of the right people. But if you go off of just production and looking at results, I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, Mr. Rife said that in the podcast that I shot with him. He said we can beat anybody. He said our putter is superior, but. He says once the guy gets to the dotted line and has to sign a contract, and what Titleist can pay someone to use a Cameron and what Callaway can pay someone to use an Odyssey is gigantic. and what Evnroll's bankroll and budget is almost nothing.
So you almost need a guy that grew up playing it. That
And just wants to play it because they love it. And even then, it's tough, right? So if the whole goal is just to create a career and earn money,
hey, we'll give you $15 million to play this putter.
It's hard to, dude. Like Ricky Fowler, right? Like he's a Cobra guy all the way through, and like what he hasn't won a super ton of events, but he's made a fortune.
Yeah.
So good. So is he successful?
Absolutely.
I would say he's successful, right? He didn't win a whole lot, but what was the goal?
Yeah.
His goal is to win. I'm not taking anything from Ricky. He's a great human, and he does a lot of good for everything and everyone, but he's successful even if he didn't
walked
win.
in any golf shop in the country, people would be all over him, know exactly
he's
who
money.
he is.
And when he did those funny caddy things,
It's great.
those were super funny. What is Dub's best golf story? I don't know. That's a really open-ended one.
It is. I'll just tell one that's hilarious because it happened last year. I'm playing in an event up at the Falls of Barber Creek with Jesse, who used to work here. And we're playing, and we're driving the cart, and we're riding around. And we get off the hole, and we're going around the green, and this drive comes flying over the hill through the windshield and hits him right in the collarbone out of nowhere.
I do recall this.
He's like, we're driving. And
Jesse's a big guy.
And pounds the ball, and I need him. I'm leaning on him, He hits the ball way farther than I do.
Smashes the ball.
It goes, all of a sudden I hear like a wood knock, like right into his collarbone, and I just see him go, ah! The ball had smacked him in the collarbone, which is just, I can't stop laughing. Once I figure out that it didn't break.
Where were you at?
The Falls of Barber
I know,
Creek.
but what hole were you on?
It's the par 5, and then you drive. Like, you got to go back through the woods, I think, to get to number 9. It might be number 8.
Okay.
I don't know, because it's a shotgun start, so we're out there in nowhere.
Course,
and you've got this photographic memory on golf courses that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, you could be like, 14, hill to the right. I hit it right over there to that little soggy spot. And I'm like, I get what but I had no idea where you're talking about on the course.
Shotgun start makes it tougher.
I played railside a bunch of times, and I still got to really think about, like, all right, 14.
What's hole number 5? I
just don't have that memory. But that was a pretty good story.
That's
and
good.
The other one is with Jesse, too. One time I'm at Stonewater, and the dude makes an albatross right on my head with a 5-iron, and I hit hybrid short of the creek on the back 9, that par 5.
Yeah.
Jars and albatross with a 5-iron.
A deuce.
I hit
On
hybrid
5.
Short of the creek.
Wow.
Think about that.
That's Jesse again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he smashes the golf ball.
So that was pretty crazy. Those are 2 stories that,
Yeah.
that I remember freshly. But I've got stories for days. I mean,
we've
got some good stories. I remember we played King of the Hill, this guy, and I tie him up. I'm down 2 with 3 to play. I come all the way back, tie it up. We make the turn, and he pairs up with the group that he's playing the scramble afterwards. We play 10 as a 6-some, and he takes me down in 1 hole.
Yes,
I remember that one too.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's actually my greatest golf story. No,
I mean, Bob's beaten me a lot of times. He's a better golfer than he gets credit for.
We're close though.
He hits the ball pretty good. You hit the ball pretty good.
I hit it pretty straight. I get it in the hole. I find.
You don't make a ton of mistakes.
No, that's it. Minimize. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a good one. What's in Dub's bag this year? Do you have that locked down?
I don't have it locked up yet, but I mean, my driver's going to be the Titleist. I hit that thing pretty good. GT2. Yeah, I really like it. I've got to get in there and do some recon. I'm playing T250 irons. I like those Titleist irons.
Yeah.
I've been on staff with Titleist for a while now,
that's what I thought.
so I tend to lean that way. But I'm at the point now where I'm trying to score better too.
Yeah.
So like sometimes if it's not Titleist, that's okay too.
Well, I know we're going to actually. By the time people are watching this video, you'll already be back because you're going with us to Orlando.
Yeah, the PGA
and I already know
show.
these guys are after you.
Yeah.
We're having a meeting down there, and they're after you.
Yeah.
Mizuno's going to be talking to you for sure. Because we have a new Titleist rep, and I think he's great.
Yeah.
But the Mizuno's after you. Because
Well,
I told him you're a head fitter and blah, blah, blah.
I like Mizuno, and I like Callaway, and I like all golf clubs. I'd be lying
Right.
if I said I didn't.
Right.
And Titleist has been good, but it might be time for change.
Well, I can just tell you they're coming after you. So I'll give you a heads up on that. So that meeting that we're having with the big boss, the big bosses, they're going to be talking to you for sure. So. All right, so your bag's a little up in the air.
I've never been down to the PGA show. No, it's up in the air. It's definitely
very up in the air. That's fine. We're shooting this thing in late January, and this thing comes out January 23rd. So that's what you said, right? Yeah,
we'll circle back once I get it dialed
exactly.
in, and we'll do what's in the bag.
We'll do what's in the bag once we get a little bit further down the road. Here's a good question for you, and I love this one. your dream foursome.
Oh, yeah.
So you can talk about like family members, or you can talk about like professional golfers like Arnold Palmer or Tiger or something like that. Or you can do both.
So
whatever.
my dream foursome, I don't want to put family members in there because a lot of them I've played with, right? So, I mean, it's nice to rehash that. But guys that I haven't played, we'll just focus on that. I'd love to play with Tiger Woods.
Of course.
I'd love to play with I'm drawing a blank, wore the funny hat and the knickers. What's his name?
Payne Stewart.
Payne Stewart
Yeah,
would be great to play with.
Yeah, I agree. That never even crossed my mind, but he was
Little
awesome.
before my time, but I've watched him and he seemed
Died
like
in
a
a plane
really good
accident,
guy.
right?
Yeah,
Way too
died in a
early.
plane crash.
Yeah.
So it'd be me, Payne Stewart, Tiger Woods, and then I'd probably pick John Daly.
Yeah, JD.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd be fun.
Yeah.
You'd probably want to ride in the cart with him.
Yeah, he'd be fun. He bombs the ball. I'd like to
Bombs.
just see it up close.
He's a goofball, and him and Tiger are buddies, which is nice.
Yeah.
You know, they got a lot of good stories back in the day.
And that's what I'd like to hear from Daly. Is like, hey, when you won the British, what was going on that morning? Give me the rundown from midnight till you get there and peg it up. Yeah.
I think they said at one point in time, like, he was like, I was drinking. You know, I definitely had a buzz going, but. Daly's a unique individual in so many ways, and I think he's the guy that America can relate to the most still.
Yeah.
You know, still to this day. Now he's just got a big beard. And
I love that story that Tiger talks, you know, when he's at the bar and Daly's up there drinking. He goes, Tiger, I get you a drink. And he goes, yeah, not everybody has your talent, John.
Right, exactly. That's one of my favorites. And he goes to the gym, comes back, and Daly's still drinking. Yeah. We got to meet Daly at the PGA show maybe 3 years ago. The owner of Rock Bottom Golf is a buddy of mine. He had him on stage performing. You know, he's a musician. Right?
Yeah, I've seen that.
We got to go on stage with him, which was cool. And then we got to meet him in his booth at the PGA show, which was Hot Z and
I saw the Ray Cook and the Hot Z signed poster.
I said, Johnny, can I get a autographed picture? And he goes, do you need something for your dartboard? Like that was his reply. But the guy's just money. Actually, Andy and I stumbled into. Remember the square shoes?
Yeah, the square.
Shoes?
Oh yeah, people come.
Andy and I stumbled into a bar that he was playing music at. It was a squares party. We had no idea what we were walking into, and it was Colt Ford, the country artist. He wrote a lot of stuff for
playing with Daly.
With Daly on the stage, and we're in a tiny ass restaurant. And it's just those two guys up there belting it, and they were money. Colt Ford's talented, and Daly's pretty good. I mean, he's actually he's got a good voice. He's pretty good.
He's a pretty good golfer too.
He's
for all the shit he takes.
Exactly. He's such an actual talent.
Yeah,
he really truly is. He's a gifted human being. He really is.
I mean, he was hitting at 320 before anybody was hitting.
Yes, exactly, and with garbage, right, with a killer whale. Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, though, speaking of Wilson. Did you see the new Wilson? I should mention those new Wilson forgings are great.
Dude, the Wilson irons.
I shot the video on that yesterday.
The Wilson irons are the most slept on irons in golf.
They are.
They make
XB.
The XB looks tremendous.
That's
the
new
Dynapower Forge looks great.
Yeah.
Obviously, CB and MB Wilson staff, they've been making blades for forever, and they're always pretty good.
Yeah.
But that XB. Don't be surprised when that starts rolling out of here.
I honestly think it's a legit competitor for P790.
I agree,
100%. 300 or 200, whatever.
And it's probably $300 less.
Correct. Wilson doesn't have to pay all those guys.
But they do. They make probably one of the best irons. Not probably. They make one of the best irons in golf. There's no doubt. And even their driver last year did really well.
And that new Max Plus that's coming out end of the month too, I think it is. I shot the video on that yesterday too. It's beautiful.
I mean, really people get confused with, like, we talk about it all the time, Wilson and Wilson staff. Like,
right.
The Wilson staff stuff is nice.
Premium. Yes.
And their fairway wood last year. I can't tell you how many guys went with, I'll take these tailor-made irons, but I'll go with this Wilson fairway wood.
Yes.
Or whatever the case may be, because it beat everything out. It was a hammer. That titanium fairway wood was an absolute hammer.
Yeah, so my son... To your point, my son did a fitting the other day with Sean.
Yeah.
Right? Sean has kind of taken my son under his wing a little bit and teaching a little bit of stuff here and there in the evenings.
He's a good golfer.
Sean's a phenomenal player, right? And James just likes him. So Sean was like, let's do a fitting for you. So my son has got a Rogue or Smoke or something. He's got one of my old Callaway fairway woods. Mm-hmm. And he hits it good. My son's decent. He got cut from the team last year, and he's hell-bent on making varsity this year. Yeah, making on the team. And he... So Sean did a fitting from the other day, and then James, I don't think he completely understands the pecking order of how Maple Hill works, but he's like, did a fitting with Sean, Wilson Dynapower 5 wood, 30 yards longer than my Callaway. I'm taking one home. And I'm like, listen, buddy, like that's not exactly how it works. You don't just get to take stuff home.
Yeah,
like,
right.
This isn't like your candy store.
Yeah, right, right,
like,
right.
Dad, we're going to Dad's candy
He's
store.
not Rich Kitchen, right?
No, like you don't own this place,
Right.
dude. So I emailed Pete, right, our Wilson rep,
Mm-hmm.
good buddy of mine, family friend, and I was like, hey, my son stole a Wilson Dynapower 5 out of my store, so if you can replace that for free or cheap, I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, their stuff is good.
That fairway wood,
It's a rocket.
To your point,
Yeah,
like I'll
yeah.
get guys that get, a Titleist driver and then they go with that
Yeah.
Wilson fairway wood because it's 10, 15 yards further and it's straight and it's good.
So anybody listening to this, if you happen to know my son or see my son, a lot of people listen to this nationwide, but if you happen to see my son and you give him a little bit of crap about stealing a Wilson Dynapower 5 wood without even asking, he said, I'm taking it home, and I was like, who said you can do that? Like,
Yep,
like,
that's
on
the
whose
pro,
authority?
That's the pro
It's
logic right
totally. He thinks he's my dad,
Yeah.
right? He's my son.
there. So pro will come in sometimes, and he'll hand you a
just
slew and
steals
go,
stuff.
yeah, I'm taking this.
He's the best. Nobody steals more from himself than my dad.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
like, Dad,
great.
we can't. He's just sneaking pairs of shoes out of here and
He's
sneaking
great.
clothing.
One
and-
time he had me send him a ball retriever. He's like, Dub, I need a 21-foot ball retriever. So I only found one 21-foot ball retriever, and I sent it out to Palm Springs for him. But it was the long metal one, like the non-retractable one.
Oh.
So he calls me back. He goes, thanks for the retriever, Dub. It's the wrong one.
Whatever.
He wanted the
the
collapsible
tiny
one.
little
Yeah.
one. I gotcha. Yeah.
Yep. Sold him sent him the biggest ball retriever in the whole store.
Perfect. He'll use it.
He'll
we
use
use
it.
We use it right out of the backyard, if nothing else. So, all right. I don't have any other questions for you, Dub. Let's go to the mailbag question. Then I got some stuff to talk about the maple spill you'll be part of too. So, mailbag question from TikTok. The username, they didn't give us one. What's one club golfers should stop buying, and one they should never take out of the bag?
Oh, boy.
What's one club they should stop buying?
Chipper. Get rid of the chipper.
Chipper, yeah.
The two-way chipper
Two-way
specifically
chipper
because it's
specifically.
illegal.
Yeah, the two
It's two clubs, so you'll be over the limit.
My opinion on the one club golfers should stop buying is the lob wedge.
Yeah,
That'd
probably.
be mine. 60 degree.
60 degree.
I don't think it's necessary. I'm pretty good, and I play a 50 and 56 only. And if you can manipulate that 56 like I can, it'll do everything you need it to.
That's a lot of there's a lot of truth there. 60 is the hardest club to hit in the bag for amateur golfer.
Right.
You're either going to blade it, you're going to fat it, and
Blade
then
it or
1 out of
chunk it.
5 or 1 out of 10 you'll hit it good.
Exactly.
If you play a 56 with more bounce, you can open the face, you can shut the face, you
Exactly.
can bump and run it, you can hit all the same shots.
The other thing that I talked about this in the other podcast, my Indiana one with my buddy, that the low spin drivers, people don't understand spin. My spin's too high. I'm at 2,400. I'm like, that's perfect. Depending on your
thing
speed.
about spin. Spin is control.
Spin is
right?
It helps you.
When
not
you
hurts
get
you.
an average swing speed guy in here who's trying to spin the ball at 1,800, you don't want it. It's diving out of the air.
You're
They don't
losing distance.
understand
Right.
physics. Like
Right.
you need spin to keep the ball in the air. And to your point, a lot of these inline drivers nowadays, the core models, are super low spin anyhow.
Mega low
So
spin.
you go to a low spin head and you're let's just say a 13 handicap, and you go to a LS head, right? Now you've took your sweet spot, your MOI is way lower. So when you slightly miss the center of the face, you get killed for it.
Yeah, and you're doing nothing but slitting your own throat
Yeah,
for no reason.
That's an uphill battle I fight every day.
Every single day.
Every day.
This guy sent me his numbers on 4 different drivers, and he wanted to buy. He's like, I only play premium shafts, and I was like, okay. Well, I looked at the stats, and the best one by far on the sheet was the stock shaft.
It happens.
And I was like, dude, why do you? He's like, I was thinking about getting the Tiger Woods VF shaft. That's how he worded it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's the worst one on the page for you.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that? I only play premium shafts. I said, what makes a shaft premium? The performance or the price?
Right.
Like, I think you're confusing the two. Performance and price are not
Well,
related.
that's where we're different, right? We'll sell the club for the right person, the right reason, right?
And at the right price.
Yeah, and like a lot of guys, like they don't need an upgraded Ventus Velocore shaft.
No,
they don't need a
it's-
VF
It's
shaft.
not making them better. It might make them worse.
No, exactly. And like these stock shafts nowadays are pretty good.
It's pretty darn good.
So like if we were working on big commission where it made sense, you would see the number. Oh yeah, you need this and that's what you see in some of our competition.
Yeah.
They try to jam this stuff down people's throats, and then it ends up not being the best club fit for them.
Correct. Yeah, we've got one of our main competitors in town, right? They just try to sell them the highest price thing in the world because they get a commission.
I just saw an order this morning, $5,000 driver and irons.
Somebody was in here the other day with a set of Strixon irons that was like $3,100. And he priced it through us, and we were like $1,400.
Yeah, it's
$3,100 for a set of Strixons.
Well, last year there was a set of Titleists that were fit, right? And they had Project X 6.5s, which is a no upcharge shaft from Titleist, right?
Right.
But they were billing for the head and the shaft separately.
Yes.
So the number, it was like $2,500 for a set of irons, where in the rack you can order them just like that
for $13.99.
Yeah, but they change the swing weight and they do just little tricks of
all
the trade.
BS.
Yeah.
So anyhow, just keep doing it right, Dub.
Yeah.
I'll keep paying you. You keep doing it right.
Well,
that's the goal.
And that's the thing about having the name Dub too. Like if you fit somebody and you do a good job, they're going to remember it and they're going to come back and see you.
Right.
So good or bad, they're going to remember.
That's your cross, buddy. One club they should never take out of the bag. I'll just say putter. Just keep your putter in your bag. Make that one really easy. The Maple Spill. These are two things that Dub's going to be involved in, and then one of our store managers, Matt Tucker, is certainly involved in. Maple Spill, we have to talk a little bit about what's happening around Maple Hills. We have a Cobra fitting event on Friday, January 23rd from 3 to 7 right here at the Granville store. Indoor TrackMan and the simulator bays as well, which are also TrackMan. And then Mizuno fitting event, too. That'll be fun. Mm-hmm. So Cobra Mizuno. Mizuno is January 30th, 3 to 7 right here in the Granville store. And then two other quick things to touch on that Caitlin brought up a minute. Well, she's typing over there a mile a minute. We are doing this new thing called Whatnot. And Dub has nothing to do with that, but I do. And it's super fun. It's live auction selling. So if you don't follow us on Whatnot, please do. Download the app. Download it through our we put that on Facebook, right? E? Download it through our link and you get $15 or something for free. You get free money just from downloading it right through our link that's on the Maple Hill. Just go to Maple Hill's Facebook page. Will that be the easiest way to find it? Facebook or Instagram, and you'll see it on there. Download Whatnot. It's super, super fun. Live auction selling, and I'm primarily the host, but there's other people that do it.
How excited are you about this Whatnot? I've never seen you more excited about this.
It breathed new life into me. Dude,
it really did.
We can sell stuff that needs to go. Like if I want to just sell this hat.
You're around here hunting for stuff.
I don't got to load it up.
Well,
I like that Travis Matthew towel I stole last night. I sold that for $30 or whatever, and people were thrilled to even see it. It's hard to find. So I take all of our weird stuff and sell it on there.
I think it's great. I see the excitement in you when you're hunting for this stuff around the shop, man.
So I mean, it's just a different animal. So if you've never been on Whatnot, folks, follow us on that. Make sure you bookmark us and make sure we're one of your favorites. And then last but certainly not least, we just had our first one. It was a tremendous success. Golf shows. Our schedule for the golf shows, we're going to be all across the Midwest and Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, and of course Michigan. Huh?
All the golf show schedule.
It's on our website. Yep. So if you go to Maple Hill's homepage, at the bottom there's a button that says special events. Click on that. That'll take you to the demo day schedule as well, but also the golf show schedule. So you can see both of those things. You want to know what's happening, when the fitting events are going to happen, and all that fun stuff. We call these launch parties, these fitting events, because it's when the product launches, and we kind of just make it fun. And sometimes we run some contests or give away some free stuff with those events as well. So other than that, Dub, I think this was fantastic, dude. And I think it was probably a little overdue. So, Coach, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed seeing your baby brother on here. And I really, truly enjoy it, Dub.
Yeah, thanks, Bob.
I can't thank you enough. E and Caitlin, thank you very much for being the producers. And new episodes drop every other week, so be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. Once again, BK, your host. Very, very honored to have Dub here and honored to host this. And we'll be back early February, I suppose, huh, kids? All right. Perfect. We'll see you before too long. Be good to one another. We'll see you before long.